Awurade ebro asafo a friend Apam Global Outreach nyame akọ nyame difo nyame sempakafo evangelist papa ni agema eda ano yawoda weni yawoda biara boabo nyame agehia no ede mpaebo de ne mpaebo
Kwaba emfawo embra enyumre no nsia kase so semwa moni chiase no nsia bone de e wo se yeje pene na yede kase na empanifo asemu ede ama yense yemra ye meresa e magana manyina ente no ebre aso se yede ebre mu enu nti no mesero se wonu abi nti na fidie na chi abomode ane ka kire ne se wontena se na ensema etwegu e wo abefo ntentam fidie ene gana memu hanum se no wanya bi etie na yebebo mode ane abobo ensem no eso dia yedi eni ebetwemu ewo kumaseman ni mu dia empanimfo ede nsem bi ebetu dwa se yentete lorry first eso na omo se omo atete so
saso ene edi eni bekwa akopie mu asante mantam no emu eho ena otumfo se tutu otoso mienu abomodin de nsem bi akọ ede ama injimahefo
mami oklu ene empanimfo ahia ne nsema waka nyina ene se sisi anomo pontemu bi wo honom a ensuo ekokoko se niema e wo honom a obehwe na babia asase no obi asidan e wo honom no wayi dan na fi ho na ensuo no atimi anya kwan asen
ebekwa kopie mu e wo high court e hoso e na owura edubu ahen ne nsem no high court atena so
ye bebo modin a ede ani atremu e wo ofanko ene nsewom kontempon ne so dia na timemufo wo ho e kasa se mpanifo ene wonum a mo ye kwan no e mo kwan to ho mo se na be yo mbetimi afaso
Ghana CEO Summit Jubedi akoso eno na Nsroma Ghana Manpenis Excellency Owura John Dramani Mahama akoho akwa
ensem bi eka ensem yi ho na miniminu abaya Japan ene de kase no ebrewo na yemfa aseda PCA enko ema Apam Global Outreach asafo etwa kwan e wo Fordjour Rescue Junction abribi ebetena afidikese so wo madam enti na yenya no etimi eberesa kase no edema wa utifie no na yede wo mo ase se omo nsuso omo so yasene omo boy ba omo kukuru ye ba yie padia na nyame ya adoma ene no akwakoye Tuesday na nyame ya adoma ochina ene na de chiye no enso asori ebekoso Thursday no mesro se bomode anafo ani etwemu wo so Fordjour Rescue Junction ba bia wo enkrama mu ha bia no ye twa kwan nye penakra so Fordjour Rescue Junction ho ena asafo nufunuma ehye enti bomode a nefa wani etwemu ewa ha abribia ya na yakase wo hawo ne sen na wusu amane ne sen na wusu mesho bibia ni ho a yesu ana yewura na wo boye no pena eno nti no mesho se for wani etwemu ewo so Fordjour Rescue Junction na nyame obesane aba be show ana se wo pese obomode na join the prayer line na from penifo ewo 0249669993 ana se 0540738282 na wajin chechemu a esusi media omo onso ubuso o mahoma na omo ebeje so feso me a medi kase mu chia me mini aba edi ya meje so ka chire nua nana ya sikapa mene
nana ama Fordjour
ye ntwa ye hu simamra ye ba ye beba wura nsem nim
se afenya bre na yemfa ensem no ensomo ye de ensem no esomo dia na yɛkɔ dwumadie kɛse a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɔman Ghana emu ndrada na mpanimfoɔ ahodoɔ ne dwafoɔ mpanimfoɔ ahodoɔ ɛbɔ mmɔden bɔ dɔmpem mu ɛwɔ dwumadie do ase wɔn nyinaa no ɛkɔ akɔtoato adwen na wɔn etumi esɔre adwen ahyɛ sɛ ne ɔbɛboa ma wɔn dwuma a wɔredi no ɛbɛtumi egyina ne nan so na akɔ n'anim ɛno no nam so ma wɔhyɛ protocol sɛ ma yɛato ne din Ghana CEO Summit ne fa ɛtɔ so nkron na kyerɛ sɛ 9th edition ɛno ɛna akɔ so ɛwɔ Kimpiski ndrada ɛno no ɛnam so ma Ghana Manpanis Excellency Ora John Dramani Muhammad ne nnuanum kɔta dwumadie no ekyiri ogyina simpie so do ɔkasa sɛ ɛnneɛma ɛnwɔkye ɛna ɛwɔ n'akoma so ɔde ɛba abɛboa ma yɛsika nsɛnsɛm atotɔ apɛ no ɛbɛtumi egyina ne nan so esan sɛ sisi ano dollar ne sika no ɛpri yie papaapa ama ɛndɛ yɛsika no akɔgyina yie ɛne nti wɔbɛkɔ so akɔkɔden a ɛbɛboa ama sika sɛm no etumi afa ne ntema pa no efra.
Discipline in government expenditure and borrowing, and work to achieve all targets under the extended credit fund with a program with the IMF. We expect to conclude the 4th review of the IMF program in June 2025 with a target to exit at the end of the program in 2026. And thereafter, we'll participate in Article 4 consultations and adopt the policy support instrument framework, signaling Ghana's return to responsible, non-borrowing engagement with the fund. And the second is reopening domestic and international capital markets. We're working to reopen Ghana's bond market in collaboration with the IMF and our development partners, the Ghana Stock Exchange and local banks. However, future borrowing will be linked to self-financing commercially viable projects, particularly by MDAs, MMDAs, and SOEs, ensuring value for money and sustainable repayment. The third is strengthening sovereign funds and local government financing. We'll amend the Public Financial Management Act and Constitution to make contributions to the sinking and stabilization funds mandatory. It will not be optional. So a certain percentage of funds must be committed to the sinking and stabilization funds.
Wasansam na emu na Ghana Manpani ede ni nsem foforo esanso etudwa o kire mu se sisi ano wo ba begina brane wo mpene emma eye opani bia em to Ghana sika no ase basabasa ni sa enti wo ba be hye ama bibia egina brane afei so yenko enkonkoji loan emfa so emba na ye mama ye ne basabasa enu nti wo be hye ama bibia aye kama pa.
So a true reset must begin by learning from what worked and what was recklessly abandoned. And so the first thing to look at is, how do we lead a reset for the future, a path to recovery and resilience? Distinguished participants, despite these challenges, I remain optimistic. Ghana has what it takes to recover, not by repeating the past mistakes, but by learning from it and innovating for the future. We'll continue the discipline in government expenditure and borrowing, and work to achieve all targets under the extended credit fund with a program with the IMF. We expect to conclude the 4th review of the IMF program in June 2025 with a target to exit at the end of the program in 2026. And thereafter, we'll participate in Article 4 consultations and adopt the policy support instrument framework, signaling Ghana's return to responsible.
Era sujire mu ewo sa dwumadie a ekoso ewo Kimpiski do eno no enam so ama amrado a oda oman sika ko ba time no ano Dr. Johnson esiama abomodin densam atu edwase onam ena otete se nkrofo ka se senia sika sab no egina yie mechira Ghana sika no ade yes scam na no no pani ni gina simpie soro ode atu edwase no krebia anim eni ti senia wono abomodin de nyoma toto ama Ghana yesika no akwa gina ohanchiche mu edwenu ennan ene echiri po ba kono ade ebeko a won ko bobo sin bio na face ke bia obetabiri se wode kwa akoye project bi no nya ade wo beye san se wo be hye wo ho na wode anwen wo bu.
Surveys have showed significant improvement in consumer and business indices, and we know that this is the highest in the last 7 years, mainly based on easing inflationary pressures and optimism about macroeconomic conditions. Colleagues, as you are aware, headline inflation has declined steadily over the past 4 months, reaching 21.2% in April, down by 2.6 percentage points since the beginning of the year. Our gross international reserves have improved to about 11 billion US dollars, which is equivalent to 4.2 months of import cover. And the cedi, our cedi, has appreciated by 24.1% against the US dollar on year-to-date terms. Now, colleagues, let me emphasize that the central bank is not, and the not is in capital letters. The central bank is not using its international reserves to support the cedi, nor are we engineering an appreciation in the cedi that will not be sustainable. It's all market-driven, and the strengthening of the currency reflects a blend of disciplined monetary policy, tailored foreign forex auction reforms, enhanced remittance channels, and stricter market surveillance. These are not mere short-term interventions. Colleagues, last week, the monetary policy
Mami Okululinda, a Greater Accra Regional Minister, Ghana Mampeni Apam no ordin adwuma ahyehyɛ so pa na ode one aban krache mu ehyiaye na asema woka nyina ene se ode nani ato fam ehunu se mpotemu to se tema klagon na afi so Sakumo no Ramsia site honom no insuo to a na esei eniema wo ho yie pa ne sadia empanifo ama yasoma te se busumi ya ekono afi mu insuo ebeto yie pa no ode ne nan eba besi fam atu obia na wobomode a esi dan esi insu kwan na eso no obebomode a atu wo mu nyina sade ebeya insuo no eto a enkofa wo ye nie ene chese enkosese amanfo ne amabia no obehwe na wotutu wo mu nyina.
Flooding continues to affect lives and property during the rainy season. To address this, we must decongest waterways, enforce planning regulations, and deseal drains regularly. This requires a coordinated and sustained effort, especially among the 17 MMDAs under the Garage project. Decisively and ensure we implement long-term solutions rather than reactivate interventions. In the coming days, we will be embarking a demolition exercise, which is starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are visiting Tema, Sakumono, Klagon, that enclave. And then we'll also come to Medina Adenta.
We'll be embarking on these demolition exercises across the country, not only in Accra, but we are starting from here. In terms of preparedness, we activated our contingency plan way back in February. That was on the 13th of February, if I remember. It's just because you were not in office, that's why probably you didn't get the information. But places where we could work with the regional ministers, we started work. As we speak, dredging is ongoing in Kumasi, seriously. And so we are starting.
Ya pem so dia na ye de ni etwemu ewo Accra High Court eko asetena edifa eye nkane peni kwanchofo na oda National Signals Bureau ano ni nyina no eye menteme wansi bia eye sikachichiri die mechi America dollar no 7 million efa eye cyber defense software bi eho ana scandal eho eno enenam so ama NIB mpedifo bo modern echi ora edubwahe ena fe nkofo miensa ede kan wo no eho na court akọ asetena no wokọ asetena no ena wode ato eye kwadubofo no enim se ombomoden se obetie simbonte no akwakoye nhyehyemu se ye nkratasem eniema ahodo bi ehuhia se ye nhyehyemu no ombomoden se obekwakoye na afi wode aba na wode ba osre owura edubu ahense ombomoden enjintum se waye mfomso ana wedi eye atenchia a wo mremu ne ye kanu se eye plain bargaining se ne ebeboa ma eye na soche no eso ebetumi atena nkoba ne saade a eye ade asoche ne besan so akọ esoro enu no echire no na deputy attorney general justice eye srem sai ono so editu edwa ochire mu se won wo ye nhyehyemu no ba ko etia ne na echi enti e wo so wo bomode na court ni tu asem no ede hyeda na nka May 20th no wo ba bedin nsem no enti won tum fan hyeda foforo se ne ebeboa ama bribia no etumi akọ enkan enu no emu no na lawyer edema owura edubu ahen na che se owura lawyer atachia ono so edina simpie so du edwa se ensemu a ye court no eka no wogitu mu a enye yi
case management process. Yeah, it's a variable. So he's thinking elastic, but we've not made any, overtures relating to plea bargaining. It's out of the way for one measure, and we keep saying that people do not want to do a media trial. That this case has national security ramifications. At the moment, it's very innocent by the terms of the Constitution, and to prove otherwise. But what is happening now, I'm afraid, people don't understand. It's deeper than what is being presented. I don't know who leaked it, but I could tell an authority that I will never leak such a letter. But it has implications and ramifications. Anybody who read the letter will come to his own conclusions. There are serious matters that should not be part for public consumption, and we don't need that. Has the national? No, they've not. And I'm sure in good time, if they want to approach us on some matters or invite us, we will go. Thank you.
Yeah, quite some free dia na enano ebeto dwa last week na me dem ko mo chika kra ebeto dwa say Accra Metropolitan Assembly omo abomode ade omo na yesi form na omo tu edwadifo a omo ewo kwan mu edi dwa no omo ahye omo kete se omo empake omo niam na omo mfiri honom se de be ya atoyrenchen bi ba enkoba ne se nipa bebre na abehwere omo nkwa na eno enam so ema omo de ese yoyo eko ene ukọ nkramantem ho no ma bebi omudi dwa chese bebi bebre a eye dwadifo edidwa wo ho but eye kwan mu no omubo omode a ekokopam omu nyina efiri ho no nanso omu twan ye we ri akoba se memani afiri so eni firi so ana maye de meye empanifo yi edane wo machi kakra pe na edwadifo no asanso aba kwan ni mu wo masema omu kan ene se wo mu sra empanifo ankasa ebi wo hono ma ono nko a ene wo hwe ne ba enti wo sere se muyi omu efiri hono mo a ebe ha adwen enti mo pam wo mo se omu firi hono no omu sere mpanimfo ani die mu ase omu pe baabi ma omu na omu tumi ntena eni dwa se de ebe ya ebe kwakoba ne se omu benya bi na omu de ato obi be se rara ama omu ma edi de ba ne se omu tu omu a ahemfa na omu enko.
Yes, me and French obinisi ha. Yanko yechi. By the ko yechi kula still yanko ho because stores no so for no so mo premier so metna o manim. Nti e di obini kwasi wa omo ba na ye adwane. I say nyama ne de ye fa na mani nsi wo ba ye obini si wo. Ye mu so mo ba pe be pega obini tentem na de akwasi. Ya ye nti esra mo pa kam de pavement ma ya aka ye pe. Ke be hye de pavement na ye gya kwan atum na ye nwan mo so nya bi afa. Ya ye nso bi esi ne nye ye nimpa bat abasa ye tetankola ye timi nkofie enkotene fie pam chopa
baby a why so bi ka se ya maye baby a oboa oh e wo musa nye e wo musa baby a hye dwane nye na mo maye baby what ya say ye shadade yi mu ha enso ho nyina o se obedua flowers ti en so dem free ho na obedua flowers na maye baby dia ye be si da akọ so maye baby a ye be ko afafo nyina hyeja ya ye won fifi ye hu nya asem bia o ma pam ye ya Apam chopa mumwaye ne ye hyeja ba bia ye wono asem bia anyi ho omomomo omote kwan so mama obo hyeja ya ye wo mfimfin na kan fa o ye hye inside omo si omo ma ye hyeja anka omo ma ye tena ho anka e be firi kwan mu ne ye na ba hye ha na omo si ye nsoro anya kwan mu na be sa ko gina bi omo ye be tena kwan mu e na aso ye se anka mu twa line ma ya na ye ne kakra obi anfa Apam baako ye ne kakra eye se a wonkyira ba obi ntimi sabi obi hwe obi kakra ye benya ye so ye be hwe ye ma ofie no saa nti na ye so ye ne ma ha ye ni bebi nso ma bebi se aha da mo nkotena sa nka ye be ko wona pese ogina ka akwa ma woto ade ka bo ye wa say wo life ana meboa nti a wonkyira nti na ye so ye ne ma ha da de mu ha se e da wo ba so muso gbade flower mu pam ye wo da de mu a ye sa ko gina okwan mu any baby ko because my baby. Yes, me and French.
Dr. Robert Amasia Abomodin Edinsem atu eja no ono na ehwe apomudin hunsem ewon kampompuni manta muha. Openi no nsem ene adesede a ode atu Ghana ban enim ene se. Okọ ayaresabia nkuma ewo oman no emu a. Eyade atete apansam yie pa. Nanso omanfo empen bebre no wono kɔ ekɔkɔgye ayarehwe eno ena opani no ede adesede akɔ ede amaga na ban se eni diem ne obun kwanso ombomodin so obecha neni ede ahye ho na waye nsisi se ne ebeboa ma won obekɔ akɔkɔgye ayarehwe ewo saa ayaresabia nkuma no emu no wonkon kotiti yade foforo emfemfiri ho.
To do with infrastructure deficit, not because nothing is being done, but the population growth is outstretching the available infrastructure. And Accra being the capital and one of the oldest cities in the country, some of the infrastructure have become old and require some attention. Some require renovation, others require demolition, and totally new structures being put up. The challenge here is that one of the storey blocks that has become very old has developed very deep cracks. The Accra Metro Assembly engineers came, assessed it, and recommended to us that it's not safe to occupy. So the hospital had to evacuate from that to what we are seeing behind the ground floor. And as you can see, there is no space there. So they have to put some of their beds in the corridor, which is supposed to be a walkway for patients and their relations. But because of the crowding, they still need those beds to utilize for patients. And that is, we drew the mayor's attention, and he wanted to see for himself. He came, and then, what we said has been confirmed. He has promised that within a month, the building will be demolished, and then they will make plans to see to it that another structure is put up.
By Nsroma other side on space in here. Inti mabaya near Juma Baby Warrior Seminary. My bomb and home on say, met to us one moment. And then near war metro no more and so problems. You better try say, you better improving on there. And here say facelifting, you better near renovations, you better. So that's because for now, I'm say.
Ya guswa de Kaseɛbɔ bremodia na ye de ni etwemu ewo ofanko nsawom kwantem ono so timemufo ewo ho akasa ye pa omo asem omo kan nyina ede se omo ani tua se ekwan no ne ya ena omo ye enti omo sere se omo mo kwan ba bi ento ho ma omo se de be ya omo ebetimi ene omo betimi afa honom na empokas so ebetimi afa akọ esan se eba ne se be bi omo ye adwuma kon omu ye mpenifo ye adwuma no so omo ankasa esa so kofa ho a ansha na akoba ne se omo akotwintwan wo makwan mu enti was mpenifo sere se timemufo sere se mpenifo na wo mo abomode a eye kwantempon no so adwuma no omo mokwan ba bi nto ba bi ma omo se ne be ya omo betimi afa na etimi ede traffic no akofem na obia so etimi enya kwan no so bi afa
kwan no ena abo okay abo no mo digu so apiepie nti o ka no na mo kinkin pao edu ba bi na ka no be ase be road me 5 nya obia e for ba bi ne bi ko fa bridge ase just it's scary okay nti e be se akwan no ye nyanya ya o mu nya so yi at least o mu gaso a e betimi afa so what you say na we dey mfutro any abo enye kra nye baby a ufaso I'm wondering ma before mo ko fa biade ba nyame hira be yare ade titi kan total and crusade na mo e kra o feel o chi bo ba feel no chi ya
enso to e no access road no ma na asay the access road na ye be yitu small car big car ra o pita lo ka wa ya obedane ana aha na mo ye kakra no so masa abe blocking na po ya boys na ye say senior cars beti yakọ because traffic na wa na no dey ba omo be blocking je say any omo kan omo ntiase intina so ma block cars na block wa na we say say yi e ma mo be dey e be timi ko because e man say da bia wo ko bia wo ntimi ko kwan na block so wo do ani ko hwe ase ho no ma erosion yi kwan ni nti even car ni puta load ka be dane sa no pa be see the same thing si car dane wo ho omo ye kwan but at least access road no mo dia maye omo mani nko ho se bibi to chema wo so a omo ma me ya ye ni option bi adan say be baby waiting main road no mo ye ni gates ni enya adwuma it is ensuo ni to a ebufa e kwan ni mu nyina ono afi ha nya flade ye witimi ka akra wo kwan no wa afa so ida so be she gate man na so witimi na atoki no so mo ye kwan de omo mani nko no me gates ni emu se ni ensuo to a e wetimi afro yi all right
mo ye e kwan access road na e dan nchen no mo be ye ni ye ama sankafu ni nyina o ma fa so e de mo jam sa o ka fiti to ma e do ko ni na kwan ni nyina ye e bi ti sa ru ti ye pe mpa cho me kana se enti won be ye ni ye e no se wo mo de be bu wo no o ma ye ni ye enti awon ti da nam so a ye fi ya be ya wo den ye pe ta we ni na fe se na be ya cars ni be nya kwan afa na re fiti be na bo simi ni ade ko so a ne kan pa tete uduru ase ha na eko fa obi akobo
Yenjina ofanko ensa hum kwantempono eso na yenje enkato embrasisi.
Yame asumdwe enkamo. The Nchiakasi if you are Safarade ebro. Asafo friend Apam Global Outreach. Nyame akwa nyame difo. Nyame sempaka for evangelist papa ni ajima eda anu. Yawoda weni yawoda biara. Boabo nyame adehia no. Ede mpaibo de ne mpaibo ayaresa wom. Mpaibo ojie wom. Mpaibo ebiebi apono. Emma adanse akese epie. Dodo nara eba mpaibo yi bi no. Ana enyawa adanse die. Odofo emra sosa wonso udu hu be wura sampa be wemu yawoda idi manim ene yawoda eba nyina sampa be ekoso enti to nsafro sa wonso fa wo haw fa wo dadwen fabra paibo yibi na wura safo wurade ebe kasa amaw ye wo Sotium Rescue Junction Sotium Rescue Junction ubenya Sotium ka e wo kaneshi odoko dansoma kwashima La Paz Circle Accra Tama Station Accra CMB Station Madina Ofanko Barrier Apokuase Amasamai Kachire Mitsubishi Rescue Junction Mo amufi dodo adowenya afienya pram Ashiama Tema Ashie Oyibi Adenta School Junction Teshi Nungwa La Usu 37 Laboni Musumonfa La Paz ka na besi e La Paz usi La Paz Las Palmas Restaurant animwa ubenya Sotium ka o Kachire Mitsubishi Rescue Junction Kaswa n'importamo for Edna Muabisi Malam Junction, Musumofa La Paz ka, Nabisi Ewo, Kwashima, bus stop, Usi bus stop wa, Sotium cars ejejina, Febi, Nansubisi Rescue Junction, Usi Rescue Junction, Brofat Trebi or, acquired that Brofat in Faso, your signboard is wenim, signboard no a chero kwan efa obenkum, na onso abeka hubi. Jumedi esha se anopa no son na duba konefa na yapon, odofo. Eradimu Bible say, with God all things are possible. It also for Habra, Nasafi who are Bekasama, Yamin Shra.
Yamamo se oje brema ye twa ye husima ebaye ye to so
ye to ansam ne so dia na ye ko asante mantam no emu na eho na otumfo osei tutu a otoso mienu odoso abomoden de afutuo akọ ede amasabi wonwa wono de wono agene anwini bibi se eba no nwomto ana indua ahodo ye de nwini bibi no ode afutuo akọ ede ama wonse won momodin so wo beka wo ho ede abom sani asumdwe ebetumi eyiniti ewo wontem ni wontem.
As we know it, played a critical and functional role in the formation of societies among virtually all the ethnic groups in Ghana from pre-colonial times through the cultural imperialism that followed and our attempts at nationhood from 1957. Our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, used it to unify this country and supported some of the great artists we came to know and who defined visually for us the symbols of our new independence. He attempted to create an African personality through different aspects of our varying cultures. Whilst we have not perfected this process, we have largely succeeded. Since the British Museum and the Victoria Albert Museums returned the 1874 and 1897 Asante objects looted after the war, I understand that the visitation numbers of the Menchia Palace Museum have gone up among the children and students who travel from all parts of the country to visit. The same has been with adult and foreign visitation numbers. Occasionally, I do engage these school children in conversations when they come, and they do so as Christians and Muslims from all the ethnic groups of northern Ghana through Volta to the coastal regions. I talk to them about our respect for cultural diversity, and they in turn ask me intriguing questions. They use ours instead of yours, and some tell me they aspire to be great artists, as some of to use their West ancestors who produced these looted and returned objects that we have. It had been these ancient traditions that the recipients of today inherited, and for which we partly owe our creative ethos as guardians. I therefore stand here on behalf of you who are here, and if I may be permitted, other compatriots, for our mutual appreciation of our common goal and of one nation, one people.
Pem so ekodia na ye bomodia edieni atwemu ewo eye na no ebeto dwa se empenifo national security empenifo edi omani atwemu ewo chama wuntumi aso ye ne fie ama omode nhwehwemu bi ne nemane bi egu akwamu na wo mokọ ye no so no omokokohu se abanka asimienu esi ne fie a wo ebe omode etebiri ye likosi bebia na esi enam so ema openi Abbas Nurudi eden sembi ababetudwa ochiremu se NPP for enka momano mpado omunka momano tumpa na enye chama wuntumi enkoa ena ne ho aba asema eye national security for ebomodi akoni fie enti momunka momano ntum na national security for enye omadwuma
NPP free aban mu a omunka ofie ne yehu se wuntumi onye minister da onye hwe da enso aban cars bi akotini ho a amfa kwan paso ye call ye no ono agitu mu na
ayi Ankabas abankas bia kosi wuntumi fie a
yes eno dia ya fakra da cars ne dia national security for father
na mokodu no se onya cars ne wai
eno dia nyame nko ananim ye fra no sai cars ye hu se cars bi woni ho a car no ya aban kan o ti okay ye bra ye call na afoforo kra kan ho a ye sa ye dai exercise kay ye boni keke dia pe dia no kan kay stealing. Because OSHA Criminal Code number Criminal and Other Offences Act 1929. I think section 127 to 129 defining stealing. Yes, so all dishonest appropriation of something of which you are not the owner. You're stealing. It is a wood to me when you buy nipa. Also, when you bought Chamaida, you have been buy car or higher chrono desire. Boni keke ni epedia di wuntumi anka no kra anka bono eno dan chen ebio galamse ye ka wo pe nipa wasa asase afuntuma asase na wo komanso a Obeko wa kwalane 9 yensa oni hwene won't to me juma what the poison cyanide that good soap or to meet the excavators and Makuma put 200 not your food to my say and Asante region or that won't to me not say nina. And yet the echo one breast or contamine and cover the ever hot on the bridge. A year forest reserve. Echo Galamsey. My Lands and Natural Resources Minister know at the time a friend of Putin upon Obabon said the guys want to me to me krata and a Galamsey and why day. Oh, yeah. Now, correct Minerals Act anymore. I said, now, Koya Galamsey now would be and Ukoya mine and now in krata a Galamsey. Yet to me, some Radubo would be called 5 years. Now, say I contamine a year to me company. I got your mama China near Rastos as a return. China needs to omodi ya contamine in other form, won't to be now form, and Omoya day, Omoya Juma. Enti, I somewhat for young dog can say, or my penny or Mamua, and yet that and Nipa and Omnia Diano. Indigenous will be a Ghana, Ayo Maya, Yedebra, and Ede, Ibu. It did a poyando, air can say, would be MPP Chairman, you know, to a Chiambrazo Kra, and Brano, Yan Shahana. Is that what the MPP is saying? But MPP Babemuno, or more fees, no Maya Bonnie, or Musu, one or more fees or Maya Bonnie, is all Puni, Bafu Bonnie, no man for man could not court, national security and conform, I'm young for man court, and could you a Massamana? 18 for Yanda, some day, send your kind of one.
Every son, Samino, a monafe and concern for Mudiana, a call opposite for Atina, your company, Mantemuha. Nature Director Edema Public Affairs a Regional Police Command no any mame and Ura Yuri Juliana Obin onuso ede atu eja say wano achi abrante biawenya infinu eduasa na ni din ene amedu Muhammad ni nyina ede say wonya tip off obi ebeyi wano asutire say abrante yi ehye ho na odi indwuma bi a ense emfata aposifo bo modin kopie mu ewo ho din hyehyemu mapa ekoso no wohu indru bone na afi etu a yen register ye na afi aposifo no kire nsemusi.
The Greater Accra Police Command, Abrante be already 30 years or a trader. Nidini Ede Amidu Mohammed na no na okra a year in Nro Brunibeka said dangerous drugs are Sanso on license or Sanso Ekra air pump action gun, which is also on license. Na Yensa Ekan was Sabuntungo and crime mante mohase. Na Nyakoba in a saying a yanenty Sabranti American Abonidinia or ye shop operator was Sabunzungo. Sa in your money be an asset, Sa Agronibi and Abranti Odi. And internet saying you to Anamo, Yamin Chadie, Yensa Ecopocano, Yensa Cano, if you should more a net and who be here, see Betuanamo, yet they are called a shop, and Annie Fee, Odisa, Jumadino. You could do on Yensa Can and Ruby, a be a trauma co, a be a trauma doll, a be a traffic doll. In no baby, a kika home. Na your son so in your pump action gun. Ewo ne ho menemo ka se adira ye hwehwe mu no yeguso a ye ne hwe anim se ye de no ebeka ko gina court na asem a ewo ho no mu bia no yetumi aka menya ne ntie sisi a se adira menemo ka se ogina court enti ne hwe anim
yeguso a ejina mu ewo Greater Accra Police Commander asia ye DCOP Oradin 2 ono ena ode nsembi atudwa osusu se kronobo bia ekoso eye 5th May enkofo bi a omo hyase no aban abomodea aso omo panchi a omo eye nipa dodo te se 5 ena aban ade aso omo panchi ade omo akwakogina mu embra no mu a yebise omo no etoto omo no enchichemu chese Jumadi no ekoso ewo Joyce Bakery na kache 11th May no ena ekɔ so ena afei so ACP Junction omususu say 5th April no Roberts for so ekɔkɔyɛ search ɛwɔ hɔ no ma empanimfo abamɔden aso ɛyɛ enipa num yi ɛpɛ akyi a omususu say wɔn mo enam so ena ɔmo so ɛbɔ saa akoro no
5 a.m. 2 armed men, Isaac Agbezodo, alias Money Man, 20 years, and Justice Akwesis Safu Opong, alias Garba Manta, or Demon, age 19 years, Okada rider, attacked staff of the George Bakery head office at Domi, a suburb of Accra. The suspects riding an unlicensed motorbike fired local-made pistol into the air to instill fear in the victims and successfully made away with Techno Pop 8 smartphone valued 1,500 Ghana cedis and a handbag containing several personal effects. The Regional Police Command launched investigations into this incident, which led to the arrest of Isaac Agbezodo on the 14th of May 2025 through covert operation. After a vigorous interrogation, Isaac confessed and led to the retrieval of key exhibits, including motorbike, clothing used in the operation, the identification of his accomplices. On the 22nd of May 2025, following intelligence operations, Garba Manta was also arrested at a mining site between Osino and Saman. He subsequently led police to the hideout at Sonitral Amasaman, where the pistol and the live ammunition used in the robbery were also retrieved. Both suspects were processed for court, and Isaac was convicted on his own plea, sentenced by Kobenya Circuit Court to 10 years imprisonment on 2 counts to run concurrently. Garba was also convicted and sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. Further investigations linked Garba Menta to a separate robbery incident that occurred on the 5th of February 2025 at ACP Junction near Kobenya, together with the 3 others accomplices, Bright Aliko, alias Zemani, age 21 years, a driver mate, Emmanuel Ni Odati Lamte, alias Chameleon, 23-year-old, Prince Ousu, alias Check Boy, age 19. They robbed a victim of iPhone 11 Pro Max and a Samsung tablets and a cash the sum of 6,000 Ghana cedis. They used knife and scissors on their victims. The victims sustained knife wounds during the attack. All the 3 accomplices were arrested through a targeted covert operations following a trial at Kobenya Circuit Court. Bright Aliko, Emmanuel Ni Odate Lapte, and Prince Ousu were each convicted and sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. In a related development, police are pursuing suspects in Kofredwa who allegedly purchased the stolen iPhone 11 Pro Max. Police will continue to urge the public to provide information to support ongoing efforts to fight crime within the region. The command also assures the public, especially informants, of their safety and confidentiality in all engagements that we.
Mu ewo ewutu Senya East Municipal Assembly na eho ena wonso wonu efrasie sa eye decongestion exercise se wo tutututu nkofo edifiri akwantempon ahodrodo eso na ejedifo netumi akobo ho edwa wo bebi papa aton ade na fe ahyenkafo ebetumi edijuma no ebedifo ye bi ewo Central Business District ewo eye ewutu Senya East mesni no emu eno no enam so ama impedifo akire ensemu sei.
We share Krobia, your science, any traffic light anyway, and now you have some share TikTok, any other platforms where Kaswabon said traffic lights, but now Kwabreni, Akobo canopy, Achak, traffic lights, no, now, no, Nina Kahubi, and ye canopies now, my year, they are permanent in a year. Young Kwese, and they are China will be Muslim for it, Kakwemu, Tomadia, you're not more for. esan say ye adwuma nti no ye the agenda 888 no eba 8 times 3 that's 24-hour economy ye the eba board ye any task force for any police for ebedidwa ye ni omba ye business ma say uton ade wo honko ade a yeso no ye ma peace 8 hours we kwa 8 hours na we aba 8 hours we kwa we ba time bia no bi gina ho nten ko ba say ye be fie o na amom say opportunity no ama omo tima be de ben abaye de omo ye because say bi uti yourself wo ye business wo pe usika all right but nkwa ho hia nti ye nadmo no ye de ni say ebebo eye ejapade hu ye bebo eye life hu ban na ye educate ye manfo nti ye nya say otan bi ana politically bi no ye de say bi ana say we ye nadmo for ye asede say e be make sure say obi bia oton ade ana say odidwa e wo ka akwan mu no ye be make sure say obejai sa ma we no ama sebio yeso ye ho atoye
ye ne traders na workers wana enya several meetings and nyina very fruitful and cooperative. One of the things I can is to first of all move every trader from the tarred road, which in any forward thinking society biana and say yeshija e wo quota so you could see say some point 3-lane road almost close to e de niam eguso ama be 1 lane pe security wise na embomo and safety wise na so embomo and say get the phone bi person mo de amanyo sembem already no ye hye eduma ye asem be mo say we do this devoid of any political sentiment because I was say at the end of the day ye cheche o man no na corona ye cheche was say ka so akọ nim na edimbo ni na ye nya na na efiri ho one say you are the phone be at the politics e be mo draw former officials into it so mo ye che I mean those things were uncalled for.
Yeah, so dear na ye ko usana say ohene a wo ho ani timamufo e wo ho no mo nyina de asembi ababetuja o masema mo kan nyina ene say ye New Catholic Basic School pon a esi honom no sa edan no omo eba be bomodin a ye renovation me kire omo ba be ye nsachara ye e wo dan ni mu se de ebe ya ebetumi agina brane ne ho aye den na wana omo kokoje ntete e wo school ni mu no wono mu so ebeboa wo mo esan se school de me nyina enitua se eboa emamofra enya ntete pa eno ntino ohene ne manfo ese omo ebebomodia ama school dan eye Catholic Basic School yi agina brand pa na timi atete emofra no se de be ya omo so ebetimi epie na omotimi esua de eyi
ye wo school kese e wo high shewram a ye pedia secondary school itini e bompa ye se ibe wie no na yenya ntie kama na me maye ni se e ndisi mreso e no mba esi ho ne nyame adoma ndisi asamba tini e bompa ye se ko mba wie na nka yenya kwan de akọ RC primary no so e na odumfo bi abeso ye mu nti mpuntu djuma na ode ba no na di eda yakoma so no so aba obeboa nti de yakane se edan ne kase ne blocks wo mu nyina me ne me man so yafa me gira o man na mu fa blocks ni nyina e story be de ye de aboa no na ahye ni nkran ahye afoforo nkran eti me gina we so e kansa kire o man ni nyina se obi a office na se na wo amano ne wo hefa tete no ene yesi unya sika na okokro mu ko ya de abaifo beku se sa abaifo na jai omunku obi abiem bra na be bibi ma okro no ye wono ma bebre a ye pese ye de bo akro wa wo hwe nso a uni ha okrom ko e bibi fa bo okro no na makro no ntiminya den intupon
and say say me dey kan Roman Catholic school na me dey share because eno ne ade a edam akoma so because tama be homecoming 2023 no because school one am dey to my name na me share the situation it here na me ntimi nane machi e ma won enko ya de foforo nti no be ya ade a edam akoma so na me nso education ade na edam akoma so nti no eno ano ejinja me na e ka me ho e hye e ma me dey review ni na akọ share se mesi school no amawo school ni de them training for ni a kire amansan a school no I think say from there you see years back renovation bi anko ho school in chance den na atete ayi show to a na say enyu kura edan no akrake ya say enye tebia say nkwara etena se isu ade ana na e ma say primary school for na team ono den no nim aso di agura na no ho kan bo na adwira gum so na wawu ayede a yempanifo mpo di anga se betumi manage but this situation na school no no ye manage a enyi na se twa ne twa se esibi ede ma wo da bia wo beti se ye se family way eye a lawyer for family way eye friend saying judge for family way the scholars but over adding so beti se we no ye teacher for a family near you but you best start from lower west at him said that be American teacher price and idea ni mebe amu nwa modern enchire yankwala na de na almost the teacher price no the ultimate no ebe kofie ne a very nice car no the kofie we eye abasobo a ye de bebo lower west at him a teacher for emre didi anim ene de to
enchire ye na Ghana private transport union empedifo edibetu eja metre eye GPRTU empedifo di to ahyenkwafo enimu se eye kwesi ada de kopem neju ada eye endran wombo modern so betete ahyentuade no eso eno no enam soma kopiemu ewo Amasaman Cooperative Transport Society once what they are two eja se what you say yo wonu edisu ye papa na onipa okasa ye ene president edema eye ekoi ene ora eye Collins Boating nesema o kyeremu nyina ne se emanfo anomanfo a wo ho no womomode se wo befa ehyen no ewo no station emu wo bomodin ekogina kwantempo no so kofa dia lawe fe no ebesesa pa
ye chase memrenda no aban ne ma ye chase se eye memrenda no ewo se enyina ye tete ahentode so enti ye chase memrenda no fefefe ye di ye adwuma se wo hwe ye list ya eda ye nim ya eye Amasaman tuka so a kane no na ye je 15.5 tete ye je 14 ohwe Amasaman to Avenue a kane no na nka ye je 10 cedi tete ye je 9 cedi ohwe Amasaman to Dentra na ye je 10 cedi tete ye je 9 cedi Amasaman to Domiabra na nka ye 12 cedis tete ye je 10 cedis Amasaman to Madina nanka yaje 12.5 they say yaje 11 Amasaman to Kwabenya nanka 8 cities they say yaje 7 cities Amasaman to them
ye free Amasaman ye de ani atwemu ewo Kumase mantene emu eno so ebeto dwa se de menu aba ne sika ya na no transport no ye tete so 15% enti eye drivers for ene wo mate for wo hwe da omonfa mo mu kotodwem se de be ya omo ebetete niama so da ade wani twemu ewo Kumaseman ni mu dia a passengers for wo ho se akwasi kwa no nko ye no gina nkwantia se a drivers for your madwe omo sisi wo madwe mpo se enya de se omo ebetete transport na so de tia enetie
lorry fare na ya te so ne de ye ho de ye nte so bi omo je na enu anu omo je short na wo omo ye no enu anu omo ye evi se krom ha panyini ni ha akura ni ha ene na mo manim ye to abama mpanyimfo wi a omo nyina hyedem ye hunu wo bia na ye temamufo ye ya na ye struggle ekoba eti so omo ye mpanyimfo wo kuremu a omo nkasa me ehu se kuremu ye to abama mpanyimfo
safe na wo monte so ne de e was say ye papa mama te police fogu ekwan so anasa kam na wo ehunu kwan mo de ye fa so na sa short na wo mo ye ne so no ye mpa biem
mi susu se yente ayi soldiers for ngukrom no amoma ye adwuma no e ma ye no amu sisi ayi because say no abai no ye mo say yi bia to petrol ni atoto kam say nyame adom yate petrol ne so aba fom pa sa droba fon ete so hamonte so eti me susu se ye tie soldier for ngukrom no amoma ye adwuma ne ma ye no amu sisi ayi
UTV Kaseɛbɔ ene asankafo ni bi ebɔ nkomo efa kasika ene yate ebo ne so no ehu
also lolo fa no percentage no the highest station just be a omo work
we every UTV4 akachi elinti sene ye de amamu na ha na be ma ye kwan ma ye de ye kase ni nyina ye semu e de betso amu no ye de ni nyina no esi e de amamu ye de na se no ebema Apam Global Church nyampa yawade mpa bokese bekoso ewo fidie mu anti bomoden se woni yeni na ba beka bom na yasom na obode etumi esane so ewo nsrabe mu na waboa ma wadwuma sema atoto ape nyema bia enkoso ye wa brabo no emu no empedefo etumi ahye ayeni ye ede amaw na emom no dani den na yetna se yasema yeka ene se wontumi mba fidie mu ha wo bra wagya wugidie eni nti wo ba fa gidie ni nyina no ebra se ne obode betumi aboa ama yade no nya hye ho ache no kwankwan yade no ni nyina no etumi etu ne san yo nti no 7 am ena yedi dwumedie do ehhehye so ne kwesi ada so eye Kenya nsum first service and second service first service no sha se wo bra no nson abo anapa ede akwa non kron 9:30 near the second service no so ahhehye so 11:30 na ye de osum no akwa akogu eni ti bomoden na hwehwe asafui e wo so rescue point eho na asafo no emfuruma no ehye na beka yensa ne nyina no yenkambom na yempeja osro se ne nyankopon so betumi atiemu na wagye yen efri amane no emu na yede na se ne be ma wo chinchim efidie ne mfuruma ede ema ye titiru ni aseda kase no enko enfemu asa wogye pene na wo hye yen wo kan ye ho aba fontentan fidie no so a obade ensure na mo akenkanfo no me na ama Fordjour mene
ka chire nua na ya sikapa
so obade amba ye besansu ehia echina yakra